Good afternoon, everyone. A warm welcome. And I'm going to start with some language announcements.
Para recibir traducción desde Windows y Mac en los iconos de control de la reunión, hacemos clic en Interpretación, clic en Español y opcional para escuchar solo el español, clic en Silenciar audio original. De Android y iOS, en los tres puntitos hacemos clic en Interpretación de idiomas, clic en Español y opcional tocamos el interruptor para silenciar el audio original y hacemos clic en Finalizado.
Per poter ascoltare la traduzione linguistica da computer, cercate in basso a destra il simbolo del globo e cliccate su Traduzione. Poi cliccate su Italiano. Facoltativo, per ascoltare solo la traduzione, fare clic su Disattiva audio originale. Da cellulare, nei comandi della riunione toccare Altro, toccare Traduzione linguistica, toccare Italiano, facoltativo, toccare Disattiva audio originale, fare clic su Fatto.
भाषा अनुवाद सुनने के लिए विंडोज़ और मैकिन्टोश आपकी मीटिंग कंट्रोल में पृथ्वी यानी कि ग्लोब्स के साइन पर क्लिक करें। हिंदी पर क्लिक करें। सिर्फ हिंदी सुनने के लिए म्यूट ओरिजिनल ऑडियो पर क्लिक करें। एंड्रॉयड और आईओएस के लिए मीटिंग कंट्रोल में मोर पर क्लिक करें, लैंग्वेज इंटरप्रिटेशन पर क्लिक करें, हिंदी पर टैप करें, डन पर क्लिक करें।
Za kompjuter kliknite na prevod, interpretation, onda kliknite na jezik koji slušate, Western Balkans, i ako želite da slušate samo prevod, kliknite na mute original audio. Za Android i mobilne telefone kliknite 3 tačke i isto ovo ponovite. Odaberite Western Balkan i onda mutirajte originaalni audio i kliknite Done.
Kaikille. Jotta voit kuunnella käännöstä, valitsethan kännykällä 3 pistettä ja sieltä löytyy Interpretation ja Finish. Jos käytät tietokonetta, valitsethan sieltä maapallon ja sieltä löydät kielen Finish. Kiitos.
Thank you. I hope you can hear well. I hope translation is working. You can hear. It almost feels like we are traveling, hearing all these languages. And welcome to everyone. We have the pleasure to welcome from America and from Europe, from India. And this topic has created questions already. It's a beautiful subject, understanding the secrets. And I just wanted to share a couple of quotes that seem to resonate with the subject matter. This first one is by Rainier Maria Rilke, and he is a poet, a novelist, and he said, "I want to be with those who know secret things, or else alone." He was maybe a lonely poet, possibly. Another one by American writer Gene Wolfe said, "There is no magic, there is only knowledge, more or less hidden." I think that really, sometimes it's called magic, but actually it's just understanding. So I hope you enjoy this session and welcome your thoughts, your questions, and we'll have a chance to meet and discuss with each other later as well. So I'm going to hand over now and welcome to Prashant.
Thank you. And hello and good afternoon from here. And maybe good morning for some. Very nice to connect again. And as always, let us first start with a few moments of attention. And during these minutes, in our own way, we create the clarity. And this is all that is, the whole game is around this. To create the best clarity, we need to use the best intellect. Paras is seen like God-like kind of intellect, how God sees. So we can't go wrong there. And with this, things are obvious. Something that is temporary is seen as temporary. Something that is fictional appears like fictional. And then there is no confusion. Not 1 minute fiction, next minute something else. So we are able to see the story. So everything that happened from morning till now, we are understanding this happened in a story. And we are able to come beyond the story. And beyond is reality. Beyond the story is our real world. Just like there are so many stories, but then there is the real world beyond the stories. This is the world of the true self. In the story, there is a drama, there is no self there. There are different characters. And this true self is the invisible observer. We call him the invisible soul. The invisible traveler is the invisible actor. He is also the invisible player. He is also the invisible guest. We are seeing the beautiful truth of this invisible soul. All we have done is use the best intellect, and as if we discover a big prize, we discover the self, and with the self we discover his world. We discover this world of immortality and life with God. We discover this whole dimension that was missed. We see this as not a small casual find. We are seeing one life. It is not a few minutes. Life can be spent in ignorance and degradation, ruled by ego and Ravan. And just use the right intellect, and we discover the angelic soul and immortality, life with God. Truth. We understand what is good karma, what is bad karma. We understand what is real help. Coming out of ignorance is not a small gain. We are seeing it is like a biggest shift. Even slightest ignorance we will be careful because it creates waste and dangers. So here we are realizing we have the option to come into full truth and light and wisdom. Thank you. I think the intention in our gatherings, these are advanced retreats. These are a little bit informal. We all know each other well by now. We understand why we are here, and it is also a time to ask your questions. The idea is we become clearer, the foundation is stronger, and then our journey becomes easier. That is the intention behind. And so, any difficulties you come across, questions you have, not just getting into some intellectual questions, but in your practical progress, if there are any questions, and feel free to ask, and it will be pleasure, for this team to address this in some form, sometimes in this gathering also. I was going to start today with a few words from the Murli. Let us hear Baba's words first. And this is the Murli of last Sunday. We heard on the power of silence that day. So just a little orientation for us. Just as through words you enable others to have feelings of cooperation and love, in the same way, when you yourselves have auspicious feelings and stable in the stage of love, whatever your feelings are, you will enable those same feelings to arise in them. Your good feelings will ignite their feelings. Just as a lamp ignites a lamp, in the same way, your powerful good wishes will easily make the most elevated feelings arise in others. Just as you now have many tasks carried out with words, in the same way you can just as easily carry out physical tasks with the elevated method of power of silence. That is, with the power of your pure thoughts. Just as the power of science has created facilities, gadgets, telephone, etc. In the same way, these pure thoughts will give you the experience of getting a task done as if you are speaking face to face, even though at a distance. These are the specialities of power of silence. However, at present you use the power of words a lot more. You find that easy. You haven't yet experimented with the power of silence. You find the physical language, words, easy. However, according to the transformation of time, you will definitely have to use the facilities of the power of silence. Just gives us a little orientation how Baba sees what is important and what is this power of silence. It is poetically used, that word. I will be using the board and we will be coming a little bit to the discussion on this, and also will touch this subject, the theme of this weekend. First thing, we all like to orient ourselves. Our foundation is truth. Even though the word used here in the Murli, power of silence, but power of silence in the what you are offering in that silence is the truth. And what is the truth? Truth is that right now we all exist here as souls. Our truth is that we belong to the family of souls. We have our world, eternal world, that is the home of silence, but that is the home. Ask yourselves, since morning, how much time you had this immersed experience of this reality, that you exist as a tiny point, and this tiny point is immortal, and this tiny point is independent of this entire physical world, and that includes the body and the role, everything. Prashant is part of this story world. Story, no different to Harry Potter story. In this story is Prashant Potter, and that is happening in that little temporary world. Invisible soul is independent of this whole thing. He is observer of this, and he has an exit. Yes, ask yourself, since morning today, how much there was awareness of this in an immersed way. Now that is all that counts. And at every minute you are creating this awareness, you are nourishing yourselves in a most beautiful way. There is real progress. If that attention is not there, then the other option, the only other option is ego option. You are seeing yourselves as something, but that story has become big in some way, and once ego takes over, the pettiness, ego, ego is very interested into small things, who said what and who did what. That is ego thoughts, cyclical thoughts. Time is wasted. But that ego also gets bigger as you are creating time in that story. It is a nourishment for ego. So in spite of having knowledge, we could be working in opposite direction. We could be feeding the ego. Knowledge is there. Baba sometimes uses the word scholars or pandits. Our aim is not to be a scholar with lots of knowledge, but a yogi. Brahmin is one who is a yogi, Raja yogi in that way. And yogi wants to experience that sky. And the soul conscious soul is a yogi. Angel, that is our destination, not scholar. So silently to have that hobby, to create these little minutes where you're stepping back and nourishing that side. Let us hear any comments or questions, and then we'll come back to the practice again.
Thank you. A question that came. So in this study, we are learning about these secrets of the eternal drama. So as you said, knowledge is there, but what is the special effort that I need to make to stop the mind from bringing up past hurt, even if it's for a split second?
Yeah, sure. Now, split second, it shouldn't come even for split second. That is a big order, and not necessarily realistic in the early stages. In the early stages, anything can come, not more than a split second. But what our whole journey is making the muscles stronger. We have to make the paras strong. We have to make the soul consciousness strong so that you are seeing that sky and you are seeing that reality more naturally. The very reason we are going into the past hurt or past thoughts, cyclical thoughts, because this is absolute hobby of the ego. Ego is locked in that. Some different ego are locked into different things. These are all different hates of Ravan. And it will just go, we revisit anything, any junk, any past things. That is what its life is, ego life. Our aim is to remove that ego. And remove ego, it is possible if it is replaced. And how do we replace it? We replace it with the soul awareness. So as that is happening, that will continue to make the ego smaller to start with. And so that change you will notice very soon. As the ego gets smaller, you might still think of those past situations, but that emotion and the feeling, those will be weaker. You'll be easy about it because Ravan's head has become smaller. But when the change takes place, when the soul is more dominant, his priorities are different. he sees completely differently. He sees the story in this, there is a dragon and there are two dragons and there is a villain, and he sees it as a joke, whether it is present or past, whole thing. For him, it is not just a nice knowledge, but he sees whole thing as amusing, funny. Cinderella and ugly sister. You need ugly sister. Without that, you can't have a drama, Cinderella. So you understand. Raz is this. You understand significance of the part of ugly sister. You don't say we don't need ugly sister in the drama. You understand this ugly sister is very necessary because it makes the drama complete. It is you understand this Raz. But for all this, the soul has to be a bit stronger and alive and conscious. Otherwise, ego can have knowledge, can be scholarly in that, but the reactions will come at a lower level.
Thank you. It's helpful to see it as that process as well. Another question from the chat today. It would be interesting to know your thoughts on Bill Gates's obsession with population control and what his role might be in the confluence age.
Sure. And we use this image of the boat sinking. If anyone, you have not heard that image, type, and we can explain that story. So boat is sinking. On the sinking boat, there is a party, and some people are, they want cakes. They don't even know what is happening to the boat, and some are told boat is sinking, but they say no, you should be optimist. I don't think it is going to sink. Some are a realist, but some just want to get out of the boat now. They don't want to. There is a home. There's a proper. There are enough cakes in the home. I don't need cakes in the boat. So spiritual position is you come out of this sinking boat. This is our position. So souls are the passengers. And here, when you are using these ideas, remembering home, becoming soul conscious, cutting down this ignorance and attachments, ego, you are free from the strings. You are not tied in the boat anymore. You are free. You can come out. So this is the spiritual, the help that spiritual university is seeing important lifeline is how to take the passengers out of the boat and out of the party also, to convince them to come out of the party. This is the intervention. Different people have different position. Some are thinking of one answer, some are thinking we should have more cakes, some think something else. Bill Gates describes himself as optimist, and his positioning is we should keep the boat, create more cakes, let people have part. Those who are not getting cakes, let them get the cakes. Intention is right, but his positioning is at that level. And if one sees with Paras, if one sees the bigger map, answers will be different.
Yes, thank you very much. Any comments on that answer would be useful to hear back. If the ego is observing the soul, Will this nourish ego, or does it move towards soul consciousness?
Yeah. Ego, what was the first part?
If ego is observing the soul.
Observing the soul. Ego is not just observing. Will it lead to soul consciousness? Our
Yes.
aim is to get the soul conscious. That is our aim. So soul that is not conscious, only if it becomes conscious, then the process starts. Until then, wherever we are, we start the process, as we said, scholarly journey, but then the soul need to wake up. That is the jump.
Thank you. And a comment on something you mentioned before. How do we stay present to the awareness of this, that we are yogis, and not become a scholar?
Sure. I'll tell you one nice story with in Madhuban. This is with Baba. Baba was asking, a small group, a question. Baba asked, what is the difference between a yogi and one who practices yoga? In a small gathering, yoga, both not Raja Yoga, so they have knowledge and they understand about the soul. And Baba asked, what is the difference between a yogi and one who practices yoga? And there were different answers. You would like to give answers? What will you answer?
Quite a long answer, maybe to chat. Put in the chat box. Yogi is from the soul world. The one who is in yoga is a yogi. One is focused more on the physical. Another answer, the yogi stays with Baba up there. He lives in the real world and operates from there.
Yeah,
He
good,
is off the boat.
Yeah. So nice way to see the Baba's answer was, yogi lives there and he comes here. And one who practices yoga lives here and goes there. So it is nice. So yogi, he naturally feels that is his home. Full stop. He naturally feels that is his father. Full stop. He knows he's from there. He's the soul. Full stop. And he's a guest here. And he may be guest here for 100 years. But he's a guest. He's not from here. Full stop. There is no sometimes this can be mine. No, he is a guest. He has got an exit. Yogi lives there and comes here. One who is practicing yoga, he feels he's from here. He feels he's from the drama. And he's from a certain address and he's from certain family. These are mine. This is all going on. And this is also mine. This land is mine and this dog is mine. And then he practices yoga. He remembers his home, remembers God for 15 minutes. And why he remembers that? So that may help his blood pressure, that may help his relationships. So even that is, he's looking for some benefits in the drama. That is his positioning. So then that is, he is practicing yoga. Yogi, who is the yogi? The conscious soul is a yogi. So That is our destination. Our aim is not just to be one who practices yoga, but our aim is to wake up and understand the truth, and then it is not mixed anymore. Soul who is conscious, he knows he's from there, and now let us get on. He is quite happy to come here as a guest and be involved in many things. I'm quite happy to be a trustee of many things, including the body. Trustee. He never feels anything here, not one atom can belong to him. And this boat is sinking. That is very much in the awareness. It can sink any moment. But he knows he's out of it. He has got nothing to lose if the boat sinks. The very reason he's in the boat is to see if others want to come out of the party. That is yoga. And it is a quick process. It is not a long process. It is a quick process. But to know that these are the steps. One who is practicing yoga, at that level, he can end up becoming a scholar. It can be the destination. He just wants to write books and know more. Intellect is not understanding the next step. Next real step, the real prize is to go beyond. That's the real prize for the soul to wake up. Does that help? Is that anyone want to add? If it is, any other questions, comments?
Yes, so just a follow-on question on something you might have mentioned or related. Conscious soul and soul awareness, are they the same or different?
Same.
In the level, the same.
Yeah,
okay.
we are using it in a synonymous way.
Comment in the chat was it was helpful. And would you like another question?
Mm-hmm.
There's a question about an apparent contradiction. Your journey was chosen before you were born, but apparently each person has free will and owns the freedom of their own future and life. So I don't know if you would like to comment on that question.
Sure. Your future is not the future of the story. So let me give the example. We sometimes give the example. Let me take some names from here. Anyone in this gathering is an actor in the profession? Let me just take some random names. Let us say someone by name Mary and someone by name Susie. They are acting in a drama as camel and elephant, children's drama, and there's a dragon also in the drama, and dragon is creating problems for everyone on the stage. Mary, Susie, they're acting. They have complete free will in their attitudes towards the drama. They have complete free will how they feel about it, when they enjoy the drama. They have free will to remember their home and to love their brothers, family, parents, to be sensible. That free will they have got. It is also possible they can get confused when they are acting in a drama, and they might create attachments to elephant or camel. They might get into fear of the dragon. That is also possible. That fear and all is happening in Mary and Susie. not in the elephant. Elephant and camel, these are just stunts. But conscious entities are Mary and Susie. So what this knowledge says, the script of camel, elephant, dragon is fixed. That is the script, and that is the way the script will be running. But the Mary and Susie, they have free will to be sensible about this and not to create attachments and not to get into fear and anger, but to be amused by the drama. That level, they have 100% free will. They have a choice. And what this knowledge does is exercising that option. Our aim is we are not trying in a big way trying to change the drama. Like for example, there will be destruction next. So we are not saying, oh, we should stop the destruction. We are not saying that. We are saying, let the souls become sensible. That free will option is there. Let the souls experience happiness. They are the actors here, the invisible actors. Let them know that they are immensely lucky and they are forgetting their own greatness. That is the option.
Yes, thank you. A follow-on question. Free will, is it a concept that exists only in the drama? So it must be fixed in a way. Maybe it's a kind of comment, but it's a follow-on. If you have any comments.
I don't know, whatever it is, but we know what is absolutely fixed. We know this. The script of the drama is fixed. And it is good for us to know that right now I have a free will to change my attitude. And that is good to know. This is where the knowledge comes in.
Yes, and there's a follow-on wanting clarification just to see if it sounds right. If we are actors following a script, then my participation has to do with the type of emotions and feelings I'm experiencing, and it is in this that I must be vigilant. Is this correct understanding?
The most important is to be conscious, to get let the soul be conscious, and the feelings and attitudes will automatically be the highest and the best.
One question, who wrote the script?
We all are co-creators of this drama. And that's why Baba often refers to us as master creators. So we are all co-creators, but subconsciously. We are consciously don't remember things, but we are very fact that we influence it. Even at a limited level, our body and all is influenced by our mind. That is telling us that we are definitely have the power to create things. But all 8 billion of us are co-creators of this drama along with the Father.
There was a question earlier, if you see someone being disrespectful, do we help?
Disrespectful to whom?
I think if you see some injustice, and I think it was clarified at the end of the last follow-up retreat that this consciousness doesn't prevent you from acting So the question is, if you see injustice, what do you do? Say someone being disrespectful.
Of course, we all have options to act, but we all also choose our battles. There's lots going on in this world, and where do you want to get involved in and make it is your life, and you can get dragged in. Know that. So our big emphasis is first get the Ravan out. Just like some political parties have got a very clear position. Let the Brexit done, this kind of thing. So our position is let Ravan be out of the system first. They have full force at that level. And then if we can also entertain other justice and other something, why not? But let it not be that you get drawn into something and you miss your primary goal. Then it is a shame, because if you forget the real game, then ego wins. Until then, ego is in charge.
Yes, someone's typed in the chat. Sam Harris, a neuroscientist, says we have no free will. Our behavior is determined by impressions from the past. It's just a comment.
Yeah.
Just to clarify, are you saying that the roles are fixed but consciousness isn't?
Something like that, yes. So something very simple. It is like, if you are acting in a drama, if you're an actor, the script is fixed, but what you are thinking, the director doesn't tell you what you should be thinking. And the director doesn't tell you what you should be feeling. That is a different thing. But on the stage, what is happening, that director will tell you, this is the script for you. But yeah, get the essence, something for us to churn on also.
It's a question. Wouldn't it be good if we were remembering the whole cycle rather than only aware of the present, as it seems we are always at a disadvantage in this drama?
Yes, so our, some words that are used, Trikaldarshi means you see past, present, future, you see the bigger map, and see the three words, see your reality beyond this drama. So this is like a nice way to approach in a balanced way. Otherwise ego gets caught into some petty things. Let us come into the practice, and we'll create time again for more questions. Is that okay? The title of today, the subject is Razyukt. The word Raz is a word. I will write this. I like to use double A in this. Raz. And this is a meaning, of course. It is one translation for that is secret, but another word is mystery. Another word to translate is surprise and significance. All these four words are within this word Raz. And yukt means you are full of, filled with, or you are complete with, with secrets and significance and mystery and surprises. Do you feel you have got, you are filled with secrets and mystery already? I think you should be feeling already, because imagine the life of Patthar, where one is caught in this little box. Patthar is caught in this drama, and it is caught, but life is ruled by ego constantly. Ego is the king, and we don't even realize it. There is a spell of ignorance all along. That's why one is caught in that box. With the ego and ignorance, you are caught into this temporary world. So there is constant insecurity. And when you are insecure, helplessly, life of desires and desperations, and of course, some disappointments are bound to come here, but the whole list of sorrows at different level. But even happiness that comes, it's an indulgent happiness. It is happiness of Ravan. The only happiness he knows is the happiness of Ravan. Only love he knows is the love of Ravan. Please praise my shoes and I will love you, this kind of thing. If you give me the cake, I will sing a song. If there is no cake, song stops. So that is the only thing he knows. Self-centered, there is shamelessly selfish. One top he's in denial. He likes to believe he is very nice. And vices, he doesn't like to even see the life of vices. This is the life that is led when one is in that patthar, caught in the story. And it is getting worse. Ego is not something that is static situation. Ignorance brings more ignorance. Desires bring more desires. So it is a downward spiral. That's why the word degradation. That is in different degrees, that is the life of the world when you are caught in that box. Now see what happens when you just make an attempt to wake up. Even just attempt. You are using the method. As we said, don't stay with the aim of being a scholar, but if you are aiming to be a yogi, what happens? You are discovering this being of light. You are discovering this being who is completely free from all of these things. This being of light is not from that box, and he is not extension of the ego. And he understands his complete independence from this whole story, understands the story for what it is. And if you are free from this, even for 1 minute, if the soul is conscious, even for 1 minute properly, he realizes that there is no reason for any desire or any sorrow. Is not life is revolving around Cinderella getting a shoe, or someone, takes away the shoe is the end of the world. This is not his model of life. He understands that is a story and his world is independent. That's why, in a true sense, he discovers a mind where there is zero desire, zero disappointment. He understands there is no reason for sorrow at all. And if anyone, any soul, discovers the independence from the story, he discovers bliss. He knows the bliss of the Atma, bliss of the soul. He understands this is truth of everyone. Every soul is made of bliss and love. They are made of this stuff. Only thing that stops it is this drop of poison that comes with attachments. And a drop of poison, a nice image. There is a glass of milk, and in that glass of milk you put one drop of poison, it spoils the milk. Whether 1 drop or 10 drops, but 1 drop is enough to spoil the milk. In our mind, if there is 1 drop of fear, or 1 drop of disappointment, or road rage, or air rage, just 1 drop is enough. It spoils it. So anyone has got 1 drop in a present? So if there is 1 drop, then you are getting something. Now, we are not saying someone should change their life, someone should behave differently, weather should be different, government should do the right thing, and then I will be happy. We don't say this. The soul that is conscious, he understands his independence from the whole story of camel, elephant, and the dragon. He knows the story. He may be acting in the story also. At the same time, he knows his complete freedom. And when he discovers this, he realizes the wonder, but the his nature, original nature, he will experience. And this bliss is an important aspect of the soul. Love is these are dominant characters. He understands everyone is worthy of love. Every soul on life, animal, they are all worthy of love, and all are good. Souls is seeing at the level of the soul. They are harmless at the soul. They may be playing part of all kinds. And so his life is, you remove that drop, you discover a different game altogether, starting with the self. And you are seeing the biggest secret right in yourself to start with. Leave aside discovering anything further. The self you are realizing, we are using the word angelic self or soul. These words are used, but these words are used so commonly we may not realize what we are talking about. But this soul, he's an angelic prince. He's immensely lucky just because of what he is. But the game is so big for this awake soul. Just he has become free and he discovers his immortality. These are big areas. The words we may be using and not realize the meaning behind this. immortality. In this world, people would pay anything if they can live a bit longer. And there are many people who want to spend millions if they can live longer. This kind of effort going on, and research also is going on. But here you are discovering you are immortal, and it is not just immortal, live long, and you got some arthritic pains and this use a stick. No, soul is beyond harm, not even the slightest harm. When you are in that space, when you are beyond harm, then everything becomes a joke. Just like say, if you are with the children and they point a gun at you, and you know that gun is a toy gun, then it becomes fun. If it was a gun with bullets, it is not fun. So in a second, you are realizing, okay, you are beyond harm here because this is a toy gun. And okay, let us play with the toy gun. Same here. The one who is conscious, he realizes he is beyond harm. The story cannot harm him, even the slightest. At all levels, someone's words and someone's behavior, nothing can harm him. They can harm the ego, they can harm the body, they can harm many other things. But the soul is beyond harm. And then everything changes for him. Every experience becomes entertainment. Like what is a roller coaster? People pay money to go on a roller coaster. All that they are giving you the guarantee, you are safe. You are beyond harm. And then that same experience becomes fun. And here also, the one who is in this space becomes conscious. Soul that becomes conscious, he finds the whole experience is sort of looking forward to this, any experience, because deep inside he knows he's beyond harm. It can be fire and this, whatever it is, he knows at the end of it, he's beyond harm. And there is no inner panic about it. If there are attachments, there will be panic. You want to say anything?
Just to comment on something you just shared. Suffering, does it not hurt?
Yeah, we were saying what we call suffering is essentially the things of the drama. More the attachment, more is the suffering. Someone's behavior can give me suffering because of my ego, because of my attachments. If those attachments are not there, if ego is not there, it doesn't look like a suffering. So the soul that is free from the story understands. Free just means he has understood the story. And many things happen in the story. He doesn't see them as suffering. But if the ego was there, there will be suffering. One sign of spiritual intelligence is he can take jokes. So when ego is big, he cannot take jokes. Even a small thing becomes suffering for him. Someone says something. Whereas when you are free from ego, you can joke, you are able to laugh at you. You are able to laugh with them and laugh at yourself, because there is no heaviness. Otherwise, for egos, everything is a suffering. Someone said, life is a torture. And he said also that it is because of the ego. Bigger the ego, everything becomes a torture.
Just to clarify about physical pain as well. Is it like?
Sure. Yeah. Now, physical pain, right now, wherever we are all sitting, pain receptors of the body are already fired off. Just where you are sitting on some chair, that pressure is enough to trigger I'm talking here, hundreds of thousands of pain receptors in your body are active, but you don't see it as pain. For another person, it may be pain. There are people whose slightest touch, it all becomes all pain for them. But you don't see it as pain, and it is because of your attitude. Even though there are pain receptors and it is coming to your brain as pain, you still do not suffer with it. Same thing happens when you're soul conscious, your attitude changes and your pain threshold changes.
Okay, there are a lot of questions, so I'm just trying to see which one is helpful. Is the entrapment of the soul by Ravan and ego in fact harming or harmful to the soul, as we see how many billions of souls have become unconscious?
Yeah, absolutely. That is the whole thing. That is the reason Ram has to come. We saw that this dotted line, what happens is, it is like a slowly you get drawn into something. No one is an addict on the first day. First day he might just smoke one cigarette, and after 1 month he may have another cigarette, but gradually gets drawn into it. In the same way, the soul is passing through this drama, gradually gets drawn into this. And as he's getting drawn into it, attachments start, ego starts, these bondages get deeper and deeper. With that, intellect is also becoming dull, so ignorance is coming now. So now he's getting trapped in this with full-fledged Ravan there, and with desires and desperations and full Maya's cleverness. And he is cut off from the truth also. Intellect has become so dull that he can't even see who he is, drowning in that story. Yeah, this is the situation, of the present journey of these souls. But Baba also says, Jivan Mukti in 1 second. You can come out of this. It is not a long process. Come out of it quickly. Use the best intellect, best sight, but don't entertain Ravan anymore. Fly and then be in this drama, but from that freedom. Don't delay this process because of anyone. Like, there can be, this promotion comes, some position comes, and some gifts come. And then don't get deceived by that. So let the first priority be to come out of that ignorance. And then let us see if I need those cakes and if I need those gifts.
So maybe in a short time we'll go into the rooms. Is there anything you wanted to expand on before that?
Yeah, sure. Let us create a few minutes of experience, and I will speak few words. And during these few minutes, let us aim to have full attention. We used an image. Say there is a boy. Let us say name of the boy is John, school boy, and he's acting in a school drama as Mr. Universe. Drama is kind of a Star Wars kind of drama, school drama. And John comes home at the end of the day. He doesn't come home as Mr. Universe. He comes home as John. And he wants to come home to be with his mommy and daddy. And he wants to be in that solitude of the home. He enjoys it. The whole day there was enough commotion going on, Star Wars. Now he wants some peace and truth, touch base. So same with us. Here right now is the drama going on. Even Prashant talking, that is happening in this drama. Everything that we saw today, it is all different things, commotion going on in the drama. Let us come beyond the drama. Let us come to the home of mommy and daddy. And who comes home? The invisible actor returns to that home. And he absolutely is happy to be in that silence of the home. Happy to be that point. He doesn't want to take anything from the story with him. Just a tiny point. Happy to be in this complete solitude of the home and the stillness of the home. He values this very much. He is happy to be with the family, and they all look like these tiny points of light. He is happy to be in the real world. There is no drama going on here also. He is appreciating the sweetness of this home. And feeling secure. It is not all the unpredictable script, but this home is secure. And he wants to be in this phase of being sensible. Otherwise, you can get drawn into the drama and become senseless. It's sensible to be in truth and true self, discover the true family. Happy with the simplicity of it all. And to be in this company of the true Father, who is also like a point. As he prepares to come into the world of high drama, low drama, he remembers this truth. He knows to come back to the home of mommy and daddy. And knows that this sweetness and silence is always there, whatever the script of the drama. Being sensible helps him to enjoy the sky and also enjoy the earth. That is, helps him enjoy the home, the greatness, and silence and sweetness of the home. And also helps him enjoy the drama as a drama. Thank you.
Thank you. And if you have a focus for discussion in the rooms, and we'll let everyone reflect on it whilst we do a poll before we continue on. So
Sure.
any reflective question you have?
Yeah. What are the Ras you have discovered so far?
So Raz is secret knowledge, just to clarify, someone asking what the meaning is. So
we said secrets, mysteries, surprises, and significance. Raz has got this very broad meaning. So what are different Ras you have discovered? This Ras makes our life richer. We need some mysteries to make the life a bit richer. And do you like this? Surprises and mysteries? Do you like it? So, no? These are pleasant surprises and amazing mysteries. It is like a divine mysteries, so they are good. Yeah, you can go for the poll.
Divine mystery sounds really very nice.
Raz is just mystery, but we are looking for divine mystery.
Translators may need to just translate the question. Hopefully on your screen you should have. And just if it's not on your screen or it's not possible, don't worry. You can always type in a private message if you wish. Okay, thank you very much. We'll just give you another few seconds. Thank you for participation. and we'll just share the results of interest. And would also like to share, we have this opportunity to meet each other, and if you would like, it's a really great chance to share your reflections, and do feel free to keep the camera on if you can. And we're going to hear from a couple of different speakers afterwards, and then have more chance for practice and maybe some questions. So enjoy, and we'll see you in about 10 or 15 minutes. Thank you.
This is such a lovely thing. So yes, some secrets what have been in front of our nose is very beautiful during this lecture, just to really appreciate and make them alive, those true secrets, like the angelic self, and how the self, the soul, is a secret in self, if you see how beautiful it really can be. And it was a lovely discussion in our group, which was very nice, and some lovely drama there. But I would like to also share this from today's lecture, such a lovely insight, this that nothing can harm the soul. And the world is full of harmful things. There is full of sicknesses, and there is all kind of wars going on. But for the one who is soul conscious, even the guns become a toy. Everything that's harmful become a toy. And that is such a amazing thing, and that is a big secret, to understand that nothing can harm the soul. And it's good to remember that yes, ego can be hurt and body can be hurt, yeah, and we can feel those pains, but the soul is beyond harm. This is maybe one of the best secrets right in our nose, and not only secret, but to make it so firm that we are aware of it constantly. Wonderful thing. Thank you.
Thank you. It's so nice to have things underlined by different people, because it brings it alive. And I feel we need to be reminded of this one very often. And thank you. And also going to see if Margaret in London from Global House. Welcome, and be nice to hear your secrets as well.
It was a rich discussion in the group, and some of the highlights were that the difference that Baba had said between a yogi and one who practices yoga. And when we heard what Baba had said, I think all of us would prefer to be the yogi, the one who's, you know, naturally in the home and experiencing that love and bliss, and knows their true self, their true father, their true family, and then comes into the drama, you know, with that purpose of enabling others to experience that love and that bliss and their truth. So that was was highlighted, and also that to remember that we are all just guests here, and quite a big secret to foster is that not even a atom or anything even less than an atom belongs to us. It all belongs to the story. It all belongs on this planet. It doesn't belong to the soul, but it's all there for use, like a guest, that you can use it, can enjoy it. Guests get the best, but nothing belongs. Another soul mentioned that they like the secret of the roller coaster ride, and that even though the script might go up and down and in and out like a roller coaster ride does, that their consciousness is kind of higher than the roller coaster ride, and because it's higher than the roller coaster ride, they can enjoy the roller coaster ride. So the secret is that conscious of the truth, then you can enjoy every scene. Another soul shared that they liked the story. I think it was about Tommy. I think it's Tom, John or Tom. That you know, he goes to school and he plays the superhero part, but he also likes coming back home and enjoying the reconnection with the home. And again, this was he enjoys that silence and solitude, and we all need to practice that refreshing that state of consciousness, to be in the home, to refresh that consciousness. Another secret someone shared, or the soul shared, was the clarification of free will. The free will is not about the script. This was quite a big awakening moment for them, that it's not about the free will is not about the script, it's about the experience that the awakened soul is having. That's where the free will is. Another one, the big secret is that the first priority is to come out of Raven, you know, get the Raven out of you. That's like the first priority for anything, you know, come off the boat yourself. And maybe that also was connected again with what do we want to be passionate about, because we can get passionate about many things that belong to the story, but can we come off the boat first and then really see what is worth getting passionate about? So that was quite a big thing for one soul. And again, it came up important, just as Gita said, that this realization that nothing, what does it do to the awakened soul when they completely know nothing can harm them? I mean, it's going to be bliss, isn't it? Love and bliss, you know, because completely free, because most souls are in fear of some kind of form of harm, whether that's physical, emotional, mental, financial. That's their whole thing regurgitating. So what a freedom when deeply realize this point of nothing can harm the soul. So these are just a few of the highlights from the discussion.
Very rich sharing indeed, and a summary for us from the first part, actually realizing how much we covered. Thank you very much. There are other questions, and we just to mention, if all the questions are not answered here, then we usually make a recording and put it in the G Drive link. We'll put the link now in the chat. So you may find an audio recording there at the end of the retreat with the extra questions and some answers as well. So thank you so much to both Gita and Margaret for bringing to life some of the main points and for sharing the group. hand over to Prashant maybe for some final reflections.
Yeah, thank you. That reminded me, one girl in Cambridge, she took her children to London Dungeon. London Dungeon is a roller coaster. I have not been there, but experience. So she says we all were screaming, but we had a nice time, she said. And the reason we had a great time, because she says for her, she knew she's safe. And that's why it became a great time, even though we were screaming. This is our story. We are on a roller coaster. Except that she had to pay £20 for her London Dungeon experience. Here it's a free ride, and much bigger and more entertaining. But to enjoy it, you have to be in that space of knowing you are secure. If some old man, you take an old man into the London Dungeon, he doesn't know what is happening here, and you want to give him a great time, but for him it will be like a torture, whole thing. Just because he doesn't know what is going on, and he feels everything is a problem and harm. Something similar here. We are in the position like an old man in this roller coaster, not aware what is to expect, why we are here, who we are. It is like unnecessary. The whole torture that is even the slightest, and not to enjoy that ride itself is a wasted time, and it is unnecessary. We can put that right very quickly. That old man, if you clarify a little bit, spend 1 minute what it is about, then he can enjoy the ride. And the same thing, we have to do this to ourselves. Clarify and understand what is going on here. Then, and this is like understanding the biggest raz of this outer world and also the inner world. One quantum physics man, his name is Fred Alan Wolf. He's based in San Francisco, and he is known in the field of quantum physics. His big statement, a big miracle is right in front of your nose. So for him, what is in front of this is a miracle, even from the eyes of the quantum physicists. Like we are dealing with a miracle. But if it is ego dealing with this, ego has got so many complaints and so much to worry about and so much to be anxious about that he has no time to appreciate the miracle. So some homework and that space coming out, and the example we gave was John coming back home from the school drama, high drama, and coming to the home of mommy, daddy. Same for us. Repeatedly, touch base. This is like something simple we can put into our routine. It might take 1 minute, but touch base. Otherwise this drama draws you in. And if a drama takes you to the level you don't know it is a drama, then we lost it. You are in the drama and you think it is your reality. So before that happens, we have to come back, touch base, and see that dimension with happiness. That is what will happen if you are coming out of the drama properly. Then it is celebration, silent celebration. In the family, it is always, it may be silent, but there is sweetness and celebration. Same happens here. But that helps you enjoy the drama as a drama and enjoy the home as a home. Happy to hear any comments or questions.
Yes, thank you. I think a couple of questions around understanding how the soul is beyond harm. One comment that sannyasis, like religious renunciates, say that the soul is not affected by the world of actions, but we learn that vices, Ravan, emotions of Ravan, harm the soul. So, any comments on that?
Yeah, sure. It is like, say, John. John is acting in a drama of camel and elephant. And in the drama, there are dragons. Dragon creates problem, and eats camel, the dragon. And drama finishes. John comes home. John is beyond harm. John enjoys the drama. He chooses to act in the drama that way, and he enjoys going. He even, if whoever is acting as a dragon, he may even tell him how he should act. How the drama can be more dramatic if the dragon does certain things. So if the John is sensible, he enjoys the time before, he enjoys the drama, enjoys time after. He knows that he was never harmed. We have one actor here, one of our neighbor in Cambridge. He is an actor. He goes to BBC, some performance, and he says, "I have been killed many times." And next time he gets a phone call, he's happy to go, for his next performance. But he laughs at it because he knows he is not harmed. It's a drama. It is a joke. But if he creates attachments, if he creates ego, that delusion, our delusion, that is challenged, and we feel harmed. So we are separating this. We want to come into full clarity, like this, our neighbor, like John in the drama with dragons, to be in full clarity, and then you realize you are not harmed even the slightest.
I hope that helps. There is just, I know we've come to time, but there's just one question that we could maybe finish on, if it's okay.
Yeah.
If you don't feel the story is story, or you don't believe it, do you have to have faith in this idea?
We can play with it. It is just like, we don't have a proof that it is not a story. No one has proved to me, no scientist can tell me this is definitely not a story. It is just his belief, and just different models. So we have the option to play with it. That what if this is the story for the next minute, and see the feelings that you get. This is all anyone can do. Even those who believe also, all they can do is play with it. Just a belief by itself doesn't change things. But you experiment with it, then you get a benefit. And if you end up experiencing that freedom, and as we are saying here, you enjoy the drama, you enjoy your inner richness, then it is good, to your life still goes on. Whatever you are doing in the drama, it goes on. You still do the same jobs and same life, but you are doing it with a higher consciousness, you can say.
Thank you. And any final sharing or suggestion that we could all practice before we meet again?
Yeah, this the area we mentioned, we all may have a certain level of awareness. No one can prove to me that this is a story, this is a drama. No one can disprove to me. We just have to play with it and experiment with it. And as you start experimenting, you will get first-hand experience. It will be your own proof what this is, and your inner feelings and freedom that gives you the insight how this world is. And this applies to all of us. And just if we are saying here 1 minute, play with for 1 minute, but let that 1 minute be of quality. That is the only thing to underline. Practice for 1 minute, but go for full separation. Let it be really the story during that minute, and let there be full concentration during that minute. That gives you the experience. Mixed practice. Ego is also there, and you are talking of story, but there is no full stop. You are mixing. Then it doesn't give you the experience. Yeah, that's excellent. Let us create 1 minute now, and then Sarah may have more announcements, but let us create 1 minute. And 1 minute, we are stepping back from this story. Even last 2 hours, this is also story. It goes on story. But now the invisible actors are stepping back and coming to their home. And very happy to experience that world of silence. No noise of the story. World of complete stillness. We see this in the image of a sky. And in this sky are these invisible actors as tiny points. They're so happy to be free from everything. Experience that solitude and true silence. The home. That freedom from the story, but also reality and absolute security. As we continue on our journey, we remember the beautiful truth and rich secrets all around. Only one who is to see the secrets has to be conscious. Thank you.
Thank you. So this effort to see as the independent soul, and it's easy. And then the secrets are seen and experienced and understood. And we'll just put the link of recording in the chat, and no other announcements as such. So enjoy your experiment, and look forward to connecting again tomorrow at the same time. Thank you.